Hello, friends. Welcome. I'm the Organizer Advisor here to help you enhance your happiness and transform your life. Welcome to today's Daily Bloom. So grab your hydration beverage. Let's have a sip and a sip, and let's share an uplifting message to help us make the most of this day. Friends, today is Wednesday, May 27th. Where has the month gone? Woo, it's flying by. So how is this working for you? I appreciate your comments. Let me just say that I have had a couple of comments about the sound. I have checked and double checked all of my platforms, all of my videos, and I'm hearing them well. So I'm not sure what's going on, but maybe update apps if you're using apps, or check your phone's volume. Because when I play them on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, the volume is, I can hear very, very clearly. In fact, it's a little loud. And when I put this video in the editing software, I turn the volume up to 400, which is all the way up. So that way I can play a little music in the background. So if you're having trouble hearing, especially on the YouTube platform, check your phone settings and also check to make sure you don't need an update on your app. Go into your app store and see if your app needs to be updated. I do find that that is a problem. So let's get our topic for today. What are we going to talk about for our uplifting message today from the Buddha Doodles? Oh my gosh, be light, be light, be light, especially midweek. This is a great time to be light. Just be light in your energy, be light in your optimism, be light in the way you kind of navigate your day. Just be light. If you start to feel heavy, which today's a rainy day, so it's kind of heavy and overcast, but just be light. Just put light into your attitude, you know, a pep in your step. Do everything with a lightness. And let's see how that works for us today. So be light. Be like a beacon of light. Remember, we talked about you're like a little nuclear power plant because your cells do emit light and energy. And so just imagine all of that light kind of shining through. Let your light shine today. All right. Today is the mindfulness box of cards. Let's see. I like this one. In the garden of your mind, let awareness be the sunlight that nurtures growth. I think this is just ironic because right before I started this video, I was out harvesting in my little garden. And, you know, just 15 minutes in the garden is so uplifting. Now, since we're speaking of gardens, there's just this deep satisfaction of growing your own food. And I'm not like a big plot of land. I don't have a massive garden. I have a few raised beds. But what comes from that? Just that little bit of effort. It's so amazing to walk out in the garden and see the offerings. And you know, this morning I harvested Swiss chard, blackberries. I'm still getting strawberries, purple beans, and some yellow beans. And then I also have some dill and rosemary that I'm going to dehydrate in my dehydrator. So and then eggs, of course, but just that. It's enough to feed me and my husband for the whole day. But it was just the process of being grateful that those plants, with a little care, provided me all of that. And they're still growing and they're still offering. And so it's kind of, I don't know how really to describe it. It's a deep satisfaction, but it's also a connection when you grow your own food, when you know what's gone into it. And especially when you have grown food like organically, and it's not like loaded with nitrogen to make it grow fast for production and sale. It can take its time. And as it takes its time, it develops flavor. And those flavors are so much more alive than the flavors that you get when you purchase something. So anyway, time for our self-care session. So if you're following my framework, which you don't have to, but I just like to give an example. Today is Wednesday, so it's deep conditioning hair care day. I haven't done it yet. I have the farrier today, and I will be deep conditioning after I work with the horses. But you know, it's deep conditioning. And for an organizational goal, you can deep condition while you work. Plan a vacation. Okay, this is a great thing for that savings account that we talked about with fiscal fasting and saving money and selling things that you're purging and reducing the amount of spending that you're doing and using that, utilizing that. And I call it a savings account because for me, it's just a special account where I deposit all the money that I save because I do the work and I want to reward myself. But you know, one of the great things you can do with that savings account is plan a vacation. Where would you like to go? Doesn't have to be far away. It can be an overnight. It can be a weekend, depending on your time. But it's nice to plan something, and plan deep. Plan deep. Now, what I do when I go on vacation is I like to look at all the things there are to do in that area. I do the free ones first. Like if there's a lighthouse, I like to go see lighthouses. If there's a particularly beautiful beach, I like to go to that beach. A park. Almost every little township has a park. I like to go to the park. I take my camera, I take a blanket, I take a book. You can take a picnic. But then I try to stay away from the shopping aspect of vacationing. I like to explore the area, and I do the free things first. So that reduces the amount of money that I spend, but also it really helps me connect with that place. So, find a place that's maybe a couple hours away that you can drive to easily. But look at, and another thing is you can do off season, so it's cheaper, but look at what there is to do, not the shopping. You can shop anywhere, but look at all the little things there are to do and do the free ones first. You'll find that vacations are a lot more meaningful when you're not worried about how much money you're spending. And it really enriches the experience when you embrace the opportunity to connect with a place. All right, so let's now talk about our organizational goal for today. Remember, we're taking a small step every day, and I appreciate all the comments from people who are providing feedback on their experience in using this little organizational goal of the day. But it moves us forward. And by the time we are finished with this little deck of cards I created, you will have pretty much organized everything in your home. Let's see, this one. Children's room. Clean, calm, and organized. Now, I just posted a video a couple of, maybe last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, about my grandson and how he was feeling really uplifted and positive about his life. And one of the reasons and the factors that he claimed to be the most influential really was that his room was clean. I went over and helped him really get his room cleaned and organized. And we talked about how children have the same kind of overwhelm and nervous system dysregulation when their environment is chaotic all the time, disorganized, cluttered, overwhelming. So today, maybe it's a good day to go help your child or children clean and organize their room. Help them kind of catch up, because you may notice an improvement in their attitude and behavior. You'll see an improvement in your relationship. You may see an academic improvement because they're not starting their day off kind of fragmented and disorganized. You may see that they have an improved calmness. Notice a heightened sense of self-awareness. Those are some benefits that I've observed over the years helping children get their rooms clean. That was one of my major components when I was a dropout prevention specialist, organization, helping children get organized at school, and the difference it made in how they felt about school, how they wanted to engage in school, their attitude in school, just by organizing their backpack and binders. What a huge difference just that made for these students. Think about what their whole room would feel like if it were organized, orderly, not overwhelming. So just food for thought. I hope it is meaningful to you, and I hope this helps you have a wonderful day. Until I see you again, my beautiful friends, be well.